All right. The first
Hey,
question.
if you single and cute, mess with me.
All right. The first question. The first question is on some real stuff. Would you be friends with yourself?
Yeah, hell yeah. Cause all the friends I have now are like so similar to me, and like
We
we
ain't, we
hella
ain't,
close.
we ain't ashamed though.
Excuse me. Anyways, yeah, I would. I feel like I would for sure.
Yeah, I feel like y'all would conflict each other at all.
We would, but like it'd be like, like I'd be like, ugh, that dude weird. He'd be like, nah, he cool, and then I'd be like, ugh, he weird. And then that conflict the argument, cause I know me. I'm like, I'ma hold my stance on something until I just don't care anymore, and then in the end we both not gonna care anymore. So it's gonna be like, whatever.
Now, would that be healthy though?
Absolutely not. It'd be a toxic relationship.
With yourself?
Yes, for sure.
So is your relationship with yourself now toxic?
Nah, cause I'm not like actually confronting myself about things.
So what do you do when a problem occurs? Are you not technically
I
confronting
don't deal
yourself?
with it.
Explain.
If a problem arises, I'll just be like, whatever, it'll go away. Oh, that's not a sideburn. I gotta take that out. Anyways, thought that was a sideburn. My bot.
He thought he had a beard.
Anyways, yeah, that's better. Anyways, um, what do I do when a problem rises? I literally go to sleep and hope that it's not. I just hope it goes away, and if it doesn't, like, so like, it's like a fuck it, we ball mentality.
Me myself, being friends with myself, probably couldn't do it. Two me's, two me's,
2 years.
two me's. I probably couldn't do it. I mean, I'm cool and all. I know how cool I can be, but the arguments with myself, never ending. Like the disputes,
But
never
theoretically, if it
ending.
was yourself, it'd just be the same idea, so you would never actually have conflict.
Well, the thing is, you're not supposed to. It's not supposed to be like directly you. Like you wouldn't be yourself. Would you be friends with yourself if you weren't you? Type of question.
That don't read.
How don't it read?
Would I be my friends with myself if I wasn't myself? Hey, that's probably why God killed off my twin. He was like, nah, we can't have two of them niggas in there.
So would you be friends with yourself if you weren't yourself though?
I just answered that.
But like, no, you said that from your own like you perspective.
Alright, if it wasn't myself, like, just like same personality type vibes, yeah. Nonchalant, big heart,
It became very nonchalant.
huh?
That, that,
Um, popular loader. Let me stop. Let me stop. Anyways, yeah, I think it'd be cool. Like I feel like there's people around me who like collectively just embrace my personality. So like if I get along with everyone else collectively, I feel like I get along with a singular person who portrays that.
Anyways,
This filter got me looking like a child.
moving forward. What filter?
That's not filter. I just look like a child.
Okay. In what ways is having friends beneficial?
You get someone to talk to, man. Like,
You can talk to anybody.
nah, but like, if it's a real valued friends, you can trust them. You've been through stuff like, you got memories to tell your little grandkids. Like, hey, one day my friend Ian, yeah, he got hit by a car, but he ain't really get hit by a car. He hit the car and broke the car. Like, I'm gonna tell my grandkids that.
You're not telling your grandkids that, bro.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
That has no value. Like, what do you
Doesn't matter.
what do you
It's
what
just
do
a
you
nice
teaching?
little-
What are you teaching
It's
them?
just a nice
To
little
get
story.
hit by cars? Like,
It's just a nice little story, man. I'm gonna be like, hey, you see that nigga over there? Yeah, Uncle E. Yeah, he got hit by a car. And they gonna be like, Uncle E, why you get hit by a car? And then he gonna be like, I was jaywalking.
I wasn't jaywalking.
Okay,
I was jay biking.
same difference.
I was jay biking.
But yeah, you got like people you can trust, so like you could tell them a secret. Like you could be like, hey yo, I like this girl for real, put me on.
Oh my goodness. I gotta stop.
And then you could trust people with like your situations, like you could do podcasts with them. You could, like, if you don't have friends, who you gonna hang out with, man?
Hang out with yourself.
That's boring.
I just posted a video about being alone.
And the consensus was like it's good to an extent.
Of course, everything's good to an extent.
If you don't have those friends, then it's gonna.
You can be friends with yourself.
That's still being alone.
Is it?
Hell yeah.
The entire idea and premise of loneliness is feeling like you need something or someone to complete your person or satisfaction at that given moment. And if you yourself can provide yourself with that satisfaction,
But we can't.
Says who?
The Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
See, now that doesn't compute here. Okay. Religious disputes and moral disputes can be used to explain pretty much anything without an explanation.
Exactly why there's a religion.
Okay. What were we talking about? Wait, what were we talking about? Oh, being alone.
How Malcolm X was better than Martin Luther King.
So being alone.
Oh, that's not what we were talking
No,
about.
it wasn't. It wasn't. But
Martin Luther King was.
So in what ways can friendships be negative? Like, it's not necessarily like toxic relationships, toxic friendships, but regular friendships. In what ways can they be negative?
You might rely on them too much. Like your sole purpose might be to please that friendship so you don't lose it. Like, and then that would make you indulge in stuff you don't want to. Like peer pressure.
Are you speaking from a personal experience?
Maybe a little bit.
Go.
I'll be honest. Like,
not for me.
At one point in time, about 4 years ago. Yeah, freshman year. I was really that's not the word. Dependent, whatever, same difference. I was dependent on my friends. Like when I went home, and I wasn't even like next to you, so I was like, out the way to everyone. It's in the corner. Pennington. If you live in there, I mess with you. And then I'd just be home like, damn. And then I had a Joy, so I ain't never get no text back or anything like that. And then I was like, damn, do these niggas really fuck with me, or am I just like a nuisance to them? And I'm not just fucking my mental. And then I was like, at one point I was like, I don't care. If they don't fuck with me, they don't fuck with me. But to this day, they still fuck with me. And then eventually I knew they were some real ones because we had a group chat, and then it was like 3 androids and that boy, and we still texting that group chat.
I wasn't in that group chat.
Yes, you were.
Nah, y'all used to leave me out the group chat and be leaving for Ethan there. I would never be in no group chat. I would just be like, Ethan, what's going on? He'd tell me, add me. Oh, I got you.
You couldn't even add no way. You had to make a new group chat.
I was in no group chats, bro. My only friend was Ethan for a long time, but he wasn't really a friend. He was just there.
Ooh, elaborate.
Being a twin it's not glory. We was cool. Like, we were cool until we had identities, pretty much.
Ooh.
Cause after that, it was like
Explain.
It was just straight comp. It's straight comp always.
Ooh,
It was always.
You gotta prove you're better than them.
Not necessarily like.
Hey, if you
Just
want to get head, use this.
The contrast in our identities is was created. I mean, I feel like we started off on pretty much the same page, and I
Okay.
feel like little tiny differences in our in how we were treated and how we were brought up, and maybe how we looked, influenced a lot of who we were. Like, yeah, we wasn't like a friend though, because it was always competition, argument, back and forth. Like it would only be a friendship if we was doing the same thing at the same time, but like it didn't have anything to do with winning or losing.
Does that apply to this day?
Not necessarily. Like building Legos, we could do. All right, we could play cards, we could play, but anything with winner or loser, no, you couldn't do. Like, even with like the Wii player 1 and 2, I would fight for player 1. Just cause it was player 1.
Because player 1, right?
Player 1, no, because old games used to have player 1. Player 1 used to be the cool dude,
Like Mario or something.
like
Luigi.
like Lego Batman. Like player 1 will always had the cool powers, but it's whatever. Nonetheless, it just couldn't be. It just couldn't be. To this day, we could do stuff where there's winners or losers, but I feel like
That argument still might come up.
we don't argue that much. We argue over petty stuff nowadays. Not necessarily anything grand scheme, but like just little things. But we gotten used to each other's tactics. So me and my twins, our Rochambeau skill is on 20, man. Like
It's not bad mine.
I promise you it is.
What's
That's literally I'm not explaining it.
Explain
But
what
literally why I'm always so clever and quick on my feet and quick with it is because of that. I have to always be on my toes, ready to bring up some insignificant thing and make it a grand gesture in order to win some type of argument. And that's not friendship. Friendship shouldn't be argument. Like I don't argue with you. I argue with Drew. I don't argue with pretty much any of my friends. And even when I tell them how things are or be like realistic when I need to be, it's not an argument. It's just like, I'll tell you this, and then they just respect it being said rather than trying to contradict it.
Understandable.
Yeah, I feel like that's what friendship should be, not that. But like when you have nothing to do and you
I'm so tired of this world, I go to sleep. I love that sleep state.
Huh?
I love my sleep state. Because, like, it's literally just, like, black. But I'm conscious and it feels so good. Like, I sleep way too much. And it's a way to just, like, avoid time. Not time, but, like, avoid being by myself. If that makes sense.
Avoid being by yourself. Let's get into that.
I'd be bored, man. Like,
What's wrong with boredom, though? I feel like we just stigmatize boredom. Not necessarily stigmatize it, but we rely too much on the chemical reactions to feel good. So we chase that thing so consciously and so repetitively that when we're without it, it just feels terrible.
I be bored, man. And when I'm bored, I'm forced to rely on myself to create concepts, to not be bored. And then that becomes overthinking. And we all know what overthinking does. It makes you sad. You be in the corner of your room, blacked out. Fuck that nigga that you love so bad. Anyways, and then like you just like sad. And I told myself, you only get from 12:30 to 2, if you watch the last podcast, to be sad or reflect and overthink of your life. You only have that time period. If I'm bored between the time of 6 to 8, I can't do it yet. What I'm supposed to do. Exactly. That's why I like to occupy myself with TV. But even that gets boring. So dang, I'm at the TV watching this TV, overthinking. I don't want to overthink. That's a bad problem.
Like a little bit. Yeah.
Alright, my fault. Anyways, yeah, that's my statement. I just have an inner hatred. Just kidding.
See, now you sound like a pick-me.
How?
Just
How was
kidding.
that a pick? How? Please explain. I'm not asking. I'm not asking for sympathy. Do not hang out with me, please. I'm shy.
You got good friends,
I'm
bro.
shy. I know. I never said I didn't.
So what do
I
you
said
mean?
what
Don't hang out with me.
You said I was a pick me, and
No,
that I wanted
cause
sympathy for
you
something.
said. I'm just kidding.
Because I don't actually hate myself.
Oh, I thought you was being a pick me. Anyways, I guess we'll move on to this crazy, whatever this we doing.
How do we feel about the Jaedon Pokemon situation?
No, we're not asking that.
My fault.
So do you think broken bonds and ended? Do you think broken bonds and ended friendships have any value after they're gone?
Can you repeat the question?
Do you think that broken bonds or friendships have any value once they're gone?
They allow life lessons to happen. But
Have you ever been taught any life lessons from a broken friendship or bond?
yeah. Kind of like what we talked about last podcast, like being subjected to them,
Okay.
the influence.
Let me tell you what is the life lesson. Let's be pretty broad here, okay?
Those bonds were broken. That's fine. I was sad for a minute. Then I was like, they're not really for me. He be spitting, man. He be spitting.
Okay.
If you understand, you know. If you know, you know.
Okay. So what I think is, let me stop messing with this because I know it makes a lot of noise. What I think is, after a bond or friendship is gone, it does teach you a lesson, right? And that's just common knowledge. It has to teach you a lesson, or else it has
No purpose.
no purpose, right?
Yeah.
And if the friendship has any value or had any value, then afterwards that value has to be maintained or turned into some other type
Would
of value.
you try to maintain the value that friendship had?
It's not necessarily maintaining it, but if the value was actually genuine, then it would stay regardless of the state of the friendship.
Okay, you believe that, right?
Okay.
You believe that. You believe that, right?
Okay.
I'm asking you.
Okay, like no, this is
You
hypothetical. I'm not giving you yes or no because you're going to
You know where I'm going.
You're going
with this?
hypothetical, so go ahead.
All right. So the situation.
Okay.
Fam, they're saying the same thing you just did. If the bond was strong enough, it wouldn't break because of that.
Okay.
So
No. See, I'm not saying that the bond can't break. Okay. I'm not saying that genuine friendships don't end. I'm saying that when they do end, the value is still there, whether or not you're still in that friendship or not. Or not necessarily the same value, like they're not providing you with the same things, but your value of them as a person is still there.
Interesting.
Like I would never. I'm not agreeing with them until
If you know, you know. Until it happens to you.
Until it happens to me, I can't. But yeah, that's what I believe. That's what I believe. I mean, it's what you got to. It's what you got to. You give things value though. Like it's not all nihilistic. Like the belief that nothing has value is kind of true, but the thing is, we give the value to certain things, just like money. We gave value to money. Now money values us.
Ooh.
We created something that we can't even get rid of.
Like we can. As a society, if we just stop caring about money, then
well, no,
but it won't ever happen. But like,
because we aren't unified as a society, and we value too much of what's right in front of us rather than
bad influence, man.
The internal unbodied mentality, you know. Boss out here, anyways. Do you think that friendships can last multiple lifetimes?
No, because I don't think there's multiple lifetimes.
So you say you don't believe there's multiple lifetimes at all? So after tell me what you think happens after you die. Heaven? Nothing?
Nah. It'd be like, boom. And then it's like, I have no idea. Maybe, I think, like, it's another version of this. Not another lifetime, but like a continuous form without your body. I feel like your conscience could still be there.
Consciousness?
Same shit.
Okay. So who's to say that consciousness at some point just doesn't come back? And that same consciousness is exactly what makes it possible to have friends that last multiple lifetimes. Hey, he just messed up his homework, yo.
Oh well. Anyways.
But who's to say that consciousness that's left behind, that spark of divinity, isn't the soul? Who's to say that's not the soul? And who's to say that soul doesn't come back and live out another life? That,
but it's up to everyone.
But if you believe in that concept, then the concept of reincarnation can't be that far off.
I mean, if it is, it could, but you'd have to find that person, right? Like,
not necessarily.
That person could be a dog, for all you know.
Okay, I don't believe in that. Like, I think you come back as the human experience.
Right, but like, okay, say me and you.
Okay.
We're here, Shaker Heights, Ohio.
Shaker Heights, Ohio.
We both die. I could be.
Who? We don't have to meet. Who said that?
Then the
we're just saying that
never formed again.
But we're saying at some point far off it does, or at some point close by. It's just a matter of chance. Whether that occurs.
But we have to meet again for that to happen, okay. Right?
Who says we won't?
I'm saying it'd be highly unlikely, but maybe, probably, yeah. Yeah.
So you think friendships can last multiple lifetimes?
Mm-hmm.
No, let me ask you this. To what extent are friendships genuine?
When both sides of the friendships aren't necessarily gaining anything, but like you still continue to indulge with that person.
Can you give me an example?
Like I can just enjoy someone's presence without having, he'll do this for me. Like, I mean, the easy example is a relationship outside of friendship, like an intimate relationship. You're both providing sex to the other person. A true friendship or relationship, whatever you want to call it, you could have that without sex. Yeah, if that makes sense.
So you're saying that in order for a friendship to truly be genuine, neither side can be providing anything, or both sides have to be providing the same amount of something. Or if one side provides something, then the other is not obliged to do the same thing for the other person.
I'm not saying you can't rely. I'm not saying no one's bringing anything to the table, because someone always is. But, like, it doesn't matter that they're bringing that to the table. They could be bringing...
Got you. I did make a marker just in case.
All right. But, like, you can bring whatever you bring to the table, right? But it wouldn't matter. Like, you say you bring $5 right here, and I bring $2. The fact that I'm bringing only 2 and you're bringing 5 shouldn't matter to you, so you're bringing something.
Both of mine, by the way. I'm not. He's broke. Okay, we don't need to do this. Okay. So, I like to say that all the time, because I feel like our friends always expect something in return whenever you do something for them or they do something for you. I'm like, if you're really giving out something, then you shouldn't expect anything in return. Otherwise, you're just setting up for some future gain for yourself.
Exactly.
Or if it's truly given, then you expect nothing in return.
Like, if I buy a meal, I don't want you to buy my next meal. If you happen to buy my next meal, you happen to buy my next meal. But like, I didn't buy that meal just so you could buy me my next meal. I bought you that meal because
And
you
I
needed
didn't
that meal at
and
that
I
point.
didn't let you buy my meal just so I can buy yours.
Exactly.
Yeah. But if it happens, it happens.
Exactly. If you need a meal and I got it, you can have it. I don't need it next time. You're good. I'm good. We all good.
I feel like we push out an expectation that we have to do everything that like treat. I think it's because we're supposed to treat others how we want ourselves to be treated. Right. So when someone does something for us, we're like, oh, we have to do the same thing, and it's kind of like a good karma thing. But I feel like if you always expect something in return, then you're just bound to get disappointed. And if you're always expecting something that someone may not be able to give, then isn't that kind of like negative?
That's where the toxicness comes in. It's like back to the meal example. If I buy you a meal and I expect you to buy my next meal, I'm bearing that thing. One, I'm expecting you to buy me my next meal. If you don't, it's like, what's up? Are you really mess with me? And then you're over there like, I didn't ask you to buy me my next meal. You just bought it for me. Like, I appreciate that you bought it for me, but nowhere in the requirement of my friends did is like I'm supposed to pay you back or whatever. And like that just creates distance about like, oh, you're not gonna pay me back. Oh, the only reason you did that was so you could pay, so I could pay you back. And then it's like here, yeah, boom, 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 boom. And you go, pow, 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 mink, mink, mink. And then it's like, dang, was this whole friendship just based on prerequisites of fulfilling a need or paying someone back or, oh, you deserve this, oh, I deserve this? That's not what real friendship is. If I ask for a meal, I ask for a meal. If you can't provide it for me, I'm not gonna be mad. You can't provide it for me.
If he can't break bread, he fake.
That's
I had
not true.
$1 on my plate.
It's not true.
It's a bar. It's a bar. It's a bar. It's a bar. It's not real.
But it's not true. Like, if I can't break bread, that's a reason I can't break bread. Like,
But if that reason is that you don't actually mess with the person, then you're not genuine.
then we're not actually friends. Like, if I got $1 million and I'm not gonna break bread with you, then I'm not. I don't care about you at all. Especially if you're in a situation where you need it. If it's like, oh, we both got $5, let me hold two, then no, I'm not giving you two. What's the point? But if you actually need that too, like, oh, we both got $5, let me hold two. My rent's due and it's 7 tomorrow. Okay, I got you. I'm not gonna be hurt by two. I still got $3 left. I could do whatever with those $3. This is all hypothetical because no rent actually costs $7.
Thanks.
Or just giving a low ball.
So, do you think friendships that are based on you being similar to the other person are genuine friendships? Because you say you and your friends are real similar. So I'm just curious.
No, because I don't think I became friends with them on the fact that we were similar. I feel like as we progressed, we just became more and more alike. Because most of my true friendships definitely started when I was young, and like as you grow with someone, you grow together, and like you form similar values.
I can see that. I kind of can see that. I can see. See maybe, because we were definitely a lot of my friends were definitely different when we first met each other. But to some extent, it wasn't like a common thing we did per se.
It was though.
We were just there.
I think for me and you,
We
it was
just
a common
fit the.
thing.
We just fit the like what?
We both played basketball.
We were both black, dude.
Nah, we both played basketball.
I was on your
And
team.
my dad coached.
But I knew you before. We knew each other in preschool.
But we didn't no, you're not conscious then. I didn't know who you were between first grade and fifth. I didn't see you and go like, oh, that's Ian from preschool. No, that's hello, Ian. I'm Jaden.
But when I think about it, like some of my friends have remained pretty consistent in the way they act from day one. They haven't really changed. Not necessarily like I'm talking about like in terms of their base stats, pretty much. They haven't really changed that much. And I feel like for us to converge and be the same, I feel like that's just not really true anymore.
Can I get an example?
Uh,
You don't gotta say who, but like
I mean,
just examples of their characteristics.
See, look, there's
there's
two different things. So like, I can use me and Andrew. Me and Andrew started off on two opposite sides. Our lives were completely different. When we met each other, we were completely different people, and I don't think it was like something but we both were in track, but we were like both on the same team for middle school. I don't think that's what made us friends though. I feel like some parts of us were similar, and the parts that I liked about myself are what I saw in him, right? Mm-hmm. So I automatically liked him. It was kind of like that, rather than I don't even know, but like me and Andrew.
Do you actually remember how you formed any of your friendships?
Pretty, yeah.
I don't. I know, like
my memory is
time and
crazy because my memory is crazy.
I can give you a time and place, but I can't tell you like, oh, this thing happened. Boom, friends. I can tell you where I met anyone though. I met Andrew at Coach Garrett's basketball camp. I met Giles at Coach Garrett's basketball camp. Both of those were fourth grade. One was spring break. Giles was spring break. Andrew was summer. I met Jonah from Boy Scouts. We went on a camping trip together. He introduced himself. I met Carlton at Boy Scouts in basketball. I met you and your brother playing basketball with my dad.
Basketball has united you to a lot of people.
Pretty much.
And half of us are non-hoopers. That's a crazy part.
I'm non-hooper. I'm not even a hooper, man. I met Adam through basketball. I met Ayande in 7th grade.
See, but like meeting someone and actually forming a friendship or two.
Yeah, I don't know when I formed the friendship, though.
Like me and Adam, see, look, but me and Giles were cool. I was friends with Jonah because of...
You just went through 3 different people. It just didn't.
See, I know.
Describe
See,
anyway.
I'm trying to get there.
Me and Giles, then me and Adam, then me and Jonah. Then...
So no, like me and Andrew, we became friends like over time because of track. That was the first one. It wasn't like because of track per se, but like we had classes together, and there was always opportunities for us to conversate and realize how much of ourselves we saw in each other.
But you don't know what actually formed that. You you had classes with them. That's what it is.
But that's just the opportunity.
No one can
it's not, but the actively doing something portion of class isn't what I see. Like, because you have to interact with
basketball for my friends.
Of course, you have to interact with the person, but that's not necessarily common ground. The common ground is very broad. Like, me and Andrew are both boys, both black, both happen to be on the same middle school team.
Exactly. But that's not forming a friendship. You can have the same exact person and hate them. They can both be black. They can run track. They can have all your classes
right,
together.
So I'm saying it has to be more than...
Something formed that friendship.
Yeah, I'm saying for it to be a genuine friendship, it has to be more than just those base interactions.
I'm saying what formed that.
Those what? The friendship?
Yes. You don't know. Exactly.
Do I know that?
Like, when I look back on all my friendships, I can give you a time and a place when it happened, but I don't know what caused it to happen. It's just like, boom, friends.
I think it's gradual. It's definitely gradual. Because there was a point where I wasn't cool with Yondo. Or not necessarily. But Ethan and Yondo were friends at first because they were in the same kindergarten class. And I was like a tag along, so I was like, cool. And then me and Yondo had a 3rd grade class together. So we knew each other even more after that. But I was a tyrant back then. My dad was talking to me yesterday. He was like, yeah, you were a menace growing up. Like, I invented menace. No cap. No cap, I was a menace.
Oh shit, see, my nigga.
So like, I don't even know, but like it's definitely gradual. It's definitely gradual, because I feel like there's points where if I look back, like I wasn't as close to you or to Andrew or to Giles as I am now. So like, relationships have to be built over time.
Because I for sure hated Giles. But it wasn't a hatred, it was more a competition hatred. Like, we was at that camp for 1 week, I thought I was the better player, and he thought he was the better player. Conflict. But then, in the end, it's like,
you take
we
away
grew
that
a
conflict
bond through that competition. So, we became friends.
But you guys aren't competitive to this day, though.
No. Like, me and Giles are in a competition. I mean, obviously, everyone's competitive to their extent, but it's not going to be like, oh, yeah, F you, I'm going to beat you out or whatever. And I was going to be like a friendly competition, though. Back then, it was just like, F you, I hate your wife, I'm better than you at this, blah, 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 end of the day. And then, end of the week, we was cool. That's my nigga for life.
Okay.
That's the only person I could know. Like, anyone else, I could not tell you. Like,
Let me think.
I don't remember fifth grade. I mean, I know I played basketball with you. We were on the same team. I can't remember our bond from that.
Nah, because I used to think you was annoying. We used to think each other were annoying, Jaden.
I don't remember that.
Me and you didn't like each other at first. All the way into every basketball encounter we had, we didn't like each other. You don't remember that?
I really don't remember.
Dude, I was on that team. I was trash. You was kind of good. You was okay. Kind of trash. We did not like each other. I thought you was annoying. I thought you were bad annoying. You thought I was annoying too. We used to say it to each other all the time.
I believe that's true. But I just don't remember that.
Dude. See, I don't know. I don't even know what happened.
That's the thing about this life, man. Stuff just happens. You can't control it. Predestined.
I don't know what happened.
And just one day, it's like, yeah, you're not annoying. Is that
No. No. It was just like, I don't know. I think when you look at stuff from like a really outside perspective, it's easy to throw a label like annoying onto somebody. But I feel like once I, not necessarily like took the time, but once I was with you enough outside of like a basketball environment and like an actual like friend one-on-one or friend like group environment, you weren't that bad. You just had your tendencies sometimes. You be getting a little toxic.
I want to myself.
No, not that. No, not that. Like, let me think. I remember one time, like, after a rec game, you slept over Carlton's with us, right? Remember?
I remember that.
And I was heated because I was like, how you gonna come here? We had this plan, and then it was a whole ordeal, and then you whacked me in the head with a pillow, and I was like, bro, like, why are we doing this? Type. Then I kept whacking, and it was just a whole thing, and I got blamed for it, but that was the thing. But
I think that goes back because I remember that. I was cool with Carlton, but like that whole plan, and I was just hurt, and then I asked his mom, and then I came over, and then I was like, just looking back on that, that's a cut stuff.
I was salty, bro. I was like, bro, I wasn't even cool with Carl. I fell off with them, sort of. Like they're my friends still, but they ain't close.
Like, I think I acknowledge my presence was a nuisance, and like
it was really only me. Everyone else was cool.
Everyone was bugging about that too.
Dude, because you asked. Because you asked his mom, not him. That's why we was like, bro, what are you doing?
And it's like not ever since then, but like I kind of like acknowledge it or realize it, and so like I try to take myself out the situation, like.
What,
like,
Carl and them?
Nah.
In general, like to this day.
Yeah, like what we were talking about earlier with that person who didn't like me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would always try to avoid hanging with y'all because like that one person.
That like me?
Huh?
Me?
No. Like, in the club.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
So, yeah.
I didn't know why.
But that's a little
like,
different because they hosts. That's like
yeah, exactly.
That's
so
different.
like, why would I go somewhere where a couple of people mess with me, but like the main person?
It just
doesn't?
depends
So,
how you feel, how you care about that. Like, why should you care that somebody doesn't like you? That's not your problem.
but I shouldn't make them uncomfortable by consistently bringing my presence around them.
But if you're present, if it's one person, bro? It was practically one person. Everyone else was cool with you. But that's besides the point. That's besides the point. I see what you're
Hey,
saying.
one person means a lot.
Not
Especially
that
if
one
those
person,
other people
but
care
that
about
one
that
person just didn't like people. Like, it wasn't a youth. It just didn't like people sometimes. I feel like like, I don't know. It's not necessarily like people like that, but people are quick to make judgments. I mean, if they feel like you're invading on something, and if you don't treat them with a certain amount of respect when you first meet them, and they feel like they're doing something for you, then they automatically aren't gonna like you.
I think I just have a tendency to like try and make everyone comfortable, and if I'm the person making you uncomfortable, I'm gonna take myself out the situation.
So would you do that if you felt like you was making a whole group of us guys now?
I'd be gone.
If you felt like you was making us
I'd be
uncomfortable?
salty, but like
What? Making us uncomfortable? Like, what do you mean by making us
if
uncomfortable?
my presence just like
Dude,
if I was just in the group and
bro,
no one messed with me,
sometimes, not
I'd
don't
just
say
be
no one.
gone.
Sometimes these dudes be getting on my nerves. They be making like their presence literally is sometimes unwanted. Sometimes I just don't want to be around them. But sometimes I just tough it out because it's like, if they didn't necessarily do anything to make me feel this way, then it's not their fault. You know, I'm the one putting that stigma on them at this very moment, like reacting this way. Because I know I can control my reactions, but I can't control how they act. That's not my problem.
I mean, but like I don't know, like say the group we're in right now.
Okay.
There's
Boys?
what, 9 of us?
Boys?
Yeah.
Okay.
9 of us, right?
Cool.
Say 5 of us. 5 of them was just like annoyed by my presence.
Okay.
Why would I stay in that situation?
You just wouldn't hang out with the 5 that think you're annoying.
Yeah, but exactly, right? And so when all 9 is hanging out, why would I put myself in that position?
You just don't acknowledge. You don't have to acknowledge the other people that don't like you. Is my point.
But
like,
they're gonna be uncomfortable. With
Andrew
my
was looking
there.
in your position at some point.
What do you mean?
Like he only liked a couple of us.
Okay.
All right. So, but he would only comfort the people he liked, not the people he didn't. He would just push them to the side.
I don't think I could do that. I think, like I said, I have a tendency to try and make everyone comfortable. So if it's me that's making someone uncomfortable and taking myself out the situation, yeah, I'll be sorry. I'll be like, damn, do I really have friends? Like, I'll be in that mind state but like, I get over it. I'll be alone. I'll sit alone at lunch. It's whatever.
Nah, that's all right.
If y'all comfortable, it's cool.
I can't do that. But I feel like, I don't know, our group can't really beef that much. Because we bring stuff to light pretty quick. Not really quick, actually, that whole situation. Anyways.
I mean, but like, that's something, someone did something to make someone uncomfortable. True. That's not like someone's just general presence is a nuisance to them.
But shouldn't you get comfortable feeling uncomfortable? I feel like that's a great strength to have. Being comfortable with uncomfortability.
I mean, I guess. But like, if you can be comfortable, why would you be uncomfortable?
Because if you're always in a state of comfortability, then you're never going to have anything that actually causes you to grow as a person. All right, new question. are all going to college soon, right?
It has hope.
Okay.
Recent.
Tell me about
For the A&M.
friendships.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
How do you think friendship is gonna go over there?
I'm so... that's the one thing I've literally been thinking about. I'm so scared about it.
What, scared of trying to make new friends?
Yes.
But it's not like
I've never ever had to try to make new friends.
I feel. Well, why don't you think it's just gonna occur like it did here? Like you just know people. Those people invite you to new people, and then you're just automatically there. Like I knew Jonah. Jonah introduced me to pretty much that whole other side that didn't go to Boulevard.
It's gonna be that presence thing. Like, okay, I can be friends with, let's just say me and my roommates are friends. We become friends because we're roommates. That roommate has friends. I join. Bam, my roommate's best friend don't fuck with me. I'm out. I'm not being friends with people that don't want to be friends with me. I'm not gonna attempt that.
So you still be friends with your roommate though, right?
Yeah, but I wouldn't go anywhere where that friend that doesn't like me is.
So why don't you just make that friend like you?
I can't. You can't make someone like you.
I mean, you can figure out why they don't like you.
But...
And usually it's because they have a... Maybe he thinks you're just stealing his friend. So maybe he's being selfish. That's not your fault at all.
I just don't... I can't make friends. Like, I can't approach people like that. Like, even with you, just like, bam, online, just DMing anyone, like, I couldn't do that. Like, even if you don't know me, I care about what you think about me.
That's the thing.
So.
Okay, you said that kind of makes sense. But I don't care.
Ooh, that's what I care about.
Because at this point, in my high school experience, it's about to be over, right?
Okay.
So anything I do right now, pretty much, won't really matter. Once I hit the college scene, like, it won't really matter. So I'll text random people, it won't matter. I can say anything. Of course, I'm not going to be negative, though, because I know that my words still impact other people regardless. But that doesn't mean I still won't be afraid to say whatever I feel like saying.
I just think I care too much about what people think about me. So if I just be like, bam, you're ugly, bitch. Okay, damn, I'm gonna be hurt for the next couple weeks.
So you go to fam, some dude calls you ugly off the rip. Ugly dude.
Like, if it's in a joking manner, and I can understand this in a joking manner, like, yeah, I'm not gonna care. But like, if he comes up to me and you a bitch, I'm gonna be alright, cool. Cause I don't know. Cause to an extent, I care about people's perception of me, but like, I feel like if it's a random, like, okay.
See, that's pretty much how I feel.
But like, it's different when it's, I don't know.
Is it because you feel like...
Because I'm approaching them.
Yeah,
They're
that's
not
what I was about to say.
Yeah,
because you're putting something out there, and you're asking them to interpret it.
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
Okay.
So if you're approaching me, and you're just like, fuck you, I'm like, okay. I didn't care about your presence anyways. But if I'm going
if
to
you're
you,
the one
I care
out,
about
then
your presence.
You obviously have to care to some extent.
Exactly.
I can see that. But my character is really minuscule. And if it does turn south, or I just see, I don't know. I just got real lucky. Nothing bad has happened so far. So I was just being lucky.
4 for 4. Like a Wendy's.
I'm 3 for 3. 3 for 3. Any closing thoughts?
I'm finna go home. Dark room.